Hello, today I'm gonna be talking about how I gained 10 kilos in approximately 10 months' time as a skinny hard gainer. And I think there are three categories that are important for this gain in mass. So let's get back to before I even started my gym journey, to the first point in the first section, and that was my training. So before I went to the gym, I actually did like home workouts. I was around 50 kilos or something around this time. And I did like this home workouts because I was too anxious to go to the gym because I feared people would judge me and what they would think of me. So I wanted to gain some muscle first before I went to the gym. So this is my first tip for you. Don't overthink going to the gym for the first time, because that's something I really did. But once I started going to the gym a couple of times, I realized nobody gives a shit. Everybody's too busy with their own workout and their own gym journey. They don't care what you're doing. And even if they did, why should you care? So it took me around like 3 months. I started my home workouts in like April or May 2022. And I started going to the gym in September 2022. And I first started like going to the gym 2 times a week. I had like football 3 times a week, so I went 2 times a week to the gym, full body workout, and then I slowly increased my days per week I was going to the gym till around now I'm going 6 times a week, and I will be cutting it down to 4 times a week because I will also have 4 times a week football practice and stuff. So it's really important that you don't overdo it in the beginning and get on a too hard of a program, because that brings us to the second point and the most important point, and it's consistency. Work your way down from a place where it can be consistent. If you go 6 times a week right from the start, and you can't be consistent doing 6 times a week, then I would suggest doing like 4 times a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and start from a place where you are consistent and then work your way up. So the next part of my training program that I did, in the beginning, I did not do it very well. In the beginning, my gains were slow. I did have my newbie game, so I did gain muscle, but I did a lot of things wrong. And the first thing I did wrong was my training intensity. I didn't train hard enough. And this is things a lot of people do. You can better do less exercises but train them as intensely as possible. They do a lot and train them not intensely. You want to ideally stop like 2-3 reps shy of failure or fully to failure. And in the beginning, I just wasn't doing this because I didn't know what it felt like going to failure. And now I take almost every set to complete failure or 1 or 2 reps before that. And I think training really intensely really builds the most muscle. So train intense. And a tip that can help you with training intense, what I do always is, if I can, I will train with a friend, because training alone is very good and you can be very consistent. But when you have someone to go to the gym with, you can push each other further and further. So have someone to go with if it's possible, and you can push each other further and help each other going through failure and everything. Then we go to the next topic, and that is your diet. And before I started going to the gym, I wasn't much of a big eater. I ate little, I was very skinny. I didn't have much of an appetite or something. So eating wasn't my best point. But once I started looking into like fitness stuff, there's also like a quick tip to, when I got into the gym, I became really obsessed with the gym. So I started researching everything and stuff. So being obsessed really helped me like with motivation and learning a lot of things about the gym, because I do believe like knowledge is power. So once you have the right knowledge you can apply, it will really help your gains a lot. But it can be a little overwhelming if you have all these different fitness influencers. So I would pick like 1 or 2 fitness influencers and just follow their advice. But back to the topic, I noticed I needed to start bulking. And bulking is eating above maintenance calories, so you will gain weight and muscle. And this was hard for me because I didn't had a lot of appetite. But what I did, and I do consistently throughout my whole fitness journey until now, is I would see in every meal I had if there was a little something I could improve. Just like some nuts in my breakfast, or I literally just, when I lunch at school, so I would take bread to school with peanut butter, and I took 1 extra slice of bread. I got a little jar of nuts with me, and like this sort of stuff. And I kept improving and eating more per meal. So look in every meal if there is something you can improve. And a tip I do have for you when you're bulking is you have dirty bulking, you have clean bulking. Dirty bulking is eating as much food and eating the foods whatever you like. And it comes down to a lot of junk food and fast food and stuff. And I wouldn't recommend this because gym is very important, but sacrificing your health is not worth it, in my opinion. And you can get the same results with less fat gain if you're just clean bulking. So eat a lot of healthy foods, like eat healthy foods, but eat just a lot. So I also like added an extra meal into the day, stuff to keep adding more and more calories throughout my fitness journey. Then I will go on to the 3rd step, and that is sleep. And sleep, I think, is very underrated, like thing in your fitness journey, in your life even. A lot of people are chronically sleep deprived, they have too little sleep, but sleep is so important for your brain functioning, but also like for muscle repair, testosterone production, and all these little things that help with your fitness journey. Like if you break down a lot of muscle tissue in the gym, but you don't sleep enough to repair that, your gains will not come. So what I would suggest is you sleep at least 8 hours per night, at best 9 hours, and 8 hours in bed is not the same as 8 hours sleep. You need to have like at least 9 to 10 hours in bed to be able to get 8 hours of sleep. And a couple of tips that can help you sleep more is get sunlight first thing in the morning, have a lower room temperature, and things that do not do things that cause a lot of brain activity before you go to bed. These are the main tips that I have for you when you're skinny kid and bulking up. If you want a more in-depth guide of any of the topics, please leave a comment and I'll see you tomorrow.